A major change from the Catholic Church. Pope Francis now says priests may bless same-sex couples in a new document from the Vatican. The change in church policy is insisting that people seeking God's love and mercy should not be subjected to moral analysis to receive it. However, the document reinforces the church's belief that marriage is a sacrament between man and woman and that blessings should not come during a wedding ceremony or even with the clothing and gestures that belong in a wedding. For more on this, we are joined by Father Ponnet. He is the chaplain for a local group called Catholic Ministry with Lesbian and Gay Persons. Father Chris, thank you so much for being with me tonight.
Good to be with you.
Explain to us how this works. Once this is actually put into practice, how does this work?
Well, the document, as I read, is pretty simple in the sense that if a priest is working with a heterosexual couple who is in an irregular marriage, so they're not sacramentally married, or a same-sex couple, that we can take a moment wherever we're at, not in a church that looks like a marriage, but at any of those moments to say a prayer of blessing over them. And this comes in the context of many countries that still criminalize gay and lesbian people and their couples, as well as some people in our own country that want to move in that direction. So it is a step in a direction that says we are about blessing people. And it flows from our understanding of Matthew 5, the Beatitudes, as the Holy Father's document concludes, that we need to stop judging and do more blessing.
Is this good enough for you?
I think gay and lesbian people that are in long-term relationships, I'm sure that this will be a step, but is not what they probably are looking for. Those who don't like Pope Francis on many issues, this will be used against him. But at the core of this is a movement forward for living out the Beatitudes of Christ, of Jesus, and to include blessing of couples that do not fit into the regular, what we call regular marriage and sacrament. So the document speaks about irregular marriages and same-sex couple. This will affect many, many heterosexual couples who are active in a church, who are very passionate about being in the church, but because of a situation of their marriage, have not had a moment to be blessed. So as a chaplain, very often people come in to the hospital, someone is very critical or sick, they have an irregular marriage, and this will allow a priest, a chaplain, to say a blessing over them. It won't be documented, it will not be a sacrament, but it will be a blessing. And for many people, that really is a step forward. And for the same-sex couples, it is an acknowledgement as opposed to a condemnation. It is an acknowledgement of someone who is working at living in a faithful relationship.
Now, of course, I believe there's 1.35 billion Catholics worldwide. What do you say to people who say that this just goes too far?
Well, a part of it is, will they listen to anything that Pope Francis says about immigration or the death penalty, let alone these issues? I would just return them to Matthew 5. Jesus is very clear about us being people of blessings. And so this is a moment in which that is expanded to include all those who are who have been baptized, and those who are asking for a simple blessing. And many of our gay and lesbian ministries in Los Angeles Archdiocese, where hundreds of people who are gay, lesbian, transgendered, bisexual, love the church, love the Jesus that they've always been a part of. And this will be another moment for them to know that they're not to be criminalized, they're not to be bullied, they're not to be hated, and that they can receive a simple blessing.
Father Ponnet, thank you so much for being with me tonight.
Have a great evening. Thank you.